This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 6 o'clock, a Metro police officer in the hospital after he was shot in the line of duty Sunday night. What we're learning this morning after a close call for that officer.
And concerns about safety downtown after 4 people were shot near Circle Center Mall over the weekend. What IMPD is doing to prevent this from happening again.
And if you haven't been to Downtown Speedway in the last couple of years, you might not recognize it. As race day approaches at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we're looking at the changes the city has undergone. It's 6 o'clock on your Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrett.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. Meteorologist Todd Klassen here with us. And Todd, it's going to be a great start to the work week.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be the best day we have this entire week, probably. It's the warmest for sure. And as far as the rain goes, we should stay dry throughout the day today. That changes come tomorrow as we get a front sliding back into the area. Here's a live look outside. The sky should start to brighten here within the next few minutes with sunrise now at 6:40 in the morning. Temperatures as you get going on this Monday are in the 40s and 50s, 46 in Greencastle, 47 in Lafayette, 50s the current temperature right now in Rushville, and 47 as you work your way down into the Greensburg area. So there's a few high thin clouds quickly streaming through. They're moving off to the east pretty quickly, and once the sun comes up, they're so thin that we'll burn them off really quick. But the rain is not too far away. This cluster of storms will dive down to our south, but the one to the north here, that's a front that slowly sinks to the south, and that will bring the rain chances back into the forecast for us again starting tomorrow. So today we take a big jump forward temperature-wise into the noon hour up to 71 degrees. So we jump about 20 degrees throughout the morning, and then we'll level off in the upper 70s as we head into the afternoon and evening hours with skies turning partly cloudy. I'll talk more about those rain chances that return tomorrow coming up in just a few minutes. But right now at 6:01, it's time for another look at the roads. Here's Elena.
All right, thank you, Todd. Here's a look at I-69 just west of State Road 9. I've been showing you this area all morning long. Some road work was underway. You can see crews are leaving the scene right now, so hopefully this opens up completely for your morning drive. I'll point this area out to you on the map just in case, so if you're headed to Anderson, might want to pay attention to it. Northbound 69 near State Road 9, but as you just saw, should be good to go within the next 20 minutes or so.
Elena, thank you. An Indianapolis Metro Police Department officer is recovering this morning after he was shot in the line of duty.
It happened last night on the city's northeast side. Police tell us the officer was shot around 7:30 yesterday evening while responding to a reported shoplifter at the Lowe's near 25th and Post Road. The man reportedly tried to get away, and when the officer confronted him, shots were fired. The officer was hit once and rushed to the hospital. He is listed as stable at the hospital this morning. The officer's name has not yet been released.
New concerns about safety in downtown Indianapolis this morning after 4 people were shot over the weekend. The shootings happened in the 100 block of West Maryland Street around 11:30 Saturday night. We know 3 teens and a 20-year-old were injured, and police say a 16-year-old is the suspect. Police were at the scene almost immediately. According to a downtown commander, they have been staffing extra patrols downtown to prevent an incident like this from happening. We obtained video of the shooting scene from the grandmother of a 15-year-old who was shot. The grandmother's concerned about the violence and worried the next time the situation could turn deadly. Anderson police are investigating their latest homicide this morning. They're trying to get to the bottom of a deadly shooting that happened late Saturday night in the 400 block of West 17th Street. The victim, 38-year-old Thomas Ogle, was found critically injured in an alley. He later died at the hospital. No arrests have been made so far, but investigators say they have spoken to a person of interest and several witnesses.
They lost their lives protecting their Boone County communities, and today officials are making sure the sacrifices of 4 law enforcement officers aren't forgotten. At 10 o'clock this morning, Boone County will hold a law enforcement memorial service honoring officers from the county who died in the line of duty. Most recently, it was Deputy Jacob Pickett, who died in 2018, but 3 others, one dating back to 1935, will also be honored during the service. It's happening at the Boone County Courthouse, and of course, the public is more than welcome to attend that service and pay respects.
It is Foster Care Awareness Month, and this week we're bringing you stories about foster care here in Central Indiana and ways you can help make a difference. As of April, there are more than 14,000 children currently in Indiana's foster care system. Our Alyssa Donovan is live this morning, and Alyssa, families you spoke to say there is one specific reason that number remains so high.
That's right, Meredith. And more than half of the children put into the foster care system here in Indiana had at least one parent who was dealing with substance abuse. And the parents we spoke to of foster families, say that part of that reason is due to the opioid crisis. Now, we spoke with several families here in central Indiana who have fostered children. You'll meet them throughout the week here on Good Morning Indiana. Each family has a different story, but several have taken in children impacted by the opioid crisis. One couple we spoke to fostered and then adopted a child from within their extended family. Stephanie and Craig Brown took in their newborn niece after she was born addicted to heroin. Brown stayed at the hospital for a month while the baby detoxed.
The seizing and the shaking and the screaming and the diaper rash and the bleeding and the vomiting. To watch a child do that, and I was there with her for 18 to 20 hours a day, that's really hard to do.
Hey, Ella, come here. Now, stories like this are becoming more common. Every 25 minutes in America, a baby is born suffering from opioid withdrawal. Now, tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana, we're going to introduce you to a woman who does emergency foster care. She deals with a lot of children who are coming into the system as a result of the opioid crisis. We're also going to show you some ways that you can help support these foster care families. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. Tomorrow is election day for most of central Indiana, but if you are hoping to vote early, you can still get out to cast your ballot today. There will be just a 4-hour window to get your early voting in today ahead of Election Day. If you'd like to vote early, just head down to the City County building between 8 a.m. and noon. Polls will also be open all day long tomorrow on Election Day.
As the engines get ready to roar over at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this week, once again, we are getting you ready for all the excitement. If you haven't been to the City of Speedway recently, you might be in for a bit of a surprise as the city's downtown has transformed just as fast as the cars on the track. Our Aaron Lish is live on Main Street and Speedway with what businesses think about all the changes. Hey, Aaron.
Good morning. So business is booming here in Speedway, and it doesn't seem to like slowing down anytime soon. I talked with the development team here at Speedway, and they gave me some pretty impressive numbers. So since 2011, they have had more than $77 million in real property investments, and over the past 8 years, more than 400 jobs were created. And there's also more than 1 million square feet of new space built. Owners of local shops say they are feeling this revitalization of Speedway, and they're pretty excited about it.
To us, it's been really good, though. We're super happy. I mean, Speedway advertising, you know what I'm saying? It's really good.
We're excited about it. That just means more business for us with the apartments going up and the hotel on the corner and all that stuff. So it'd be good for all of us, I think.
In the works, almost $60 million is slated for new expansions and constructions this year alone. There are also the new luxury apartments, the Hilton Tapestry Hotel that will be ready this next year. And there's also 5 new condos planned to be built in this area as well. Shop owners say this month is huge for them with all the foot traffic coming from the Grand Prix and the Indy 500. And sticking with this racing theme, tomorrow morning I will have what it takes to be in that fitness shape of those IndyCar drivers. It's going to be a very fun story. You won't want to miss it. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. And later this week, all the action begins at the track. Here's a quick look at the schedule. Practice and qualifying for the IndyCar Grand Prix gets started on Friday morning. There will also be Indy Lights and USF 2000 and Indy Pro 2000 races on Friday. The gates open at 7:30, and then the big race is this Saturday. General admission tickets for Saturday are $30. Let's toss it over for Todd for a check of your forecast.
I think by the time we get to the weekend, we'll have the rain chances out of the way. That is the good news. No rain chances in the forecast for today either, as we are dealing with mostly sunny skies this morning and this afternoon. So make sure you grab those sunglasses as you start your day off. As the kids head to the bus stop this morning, temperatures are currently hovering right around 50 degrees, a little above or below depending where you are, but we'll start to warm really, really quick throughout the day today. And we're at 53 degrees at 8 a.m., but look where our highs are going later on this afternoon. afternoon. 75 in Kokomo, 77 in Bloomington, close to 80 degrees as you make your way down into the Columbus area. And enjoy the sunshine today because rain chances return tomorrow. Not much in the morning tomorrow. That's the good news. But as we work our way into the afternoon hours, the scattered showers and maybe a few thunderstorms return. We'll talk about that and the better rain chances heading our way by Thursday. Coming up in Maine weather here in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. An Indiana company that will pay you to learn how to do the work. Just ahead in our Hiring Hoosiers, the opportunity to learn a trade and make money at the same time. We'll be right back.
930 champion today.
Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative helping you find jobs and opportunities that will better your life. Earlier this year, we told you about a free HVAC class that generated more than 200 applicants. It showed there's not only interest in the skilled trades, but there's also a need. Today, we're taking a visit to a Hoosier-owned and operated company that not only pays for your schooling, but pays for your on-the-job training with the hopes of closing the skilled trades gap.
I was about 26 and didn't have a career yet.
It's a common theme among these young men.
I was looking to get into a trade, any of them really.
They were able to find exactly what they were looking for thanks to mechanical contractors RT Moore. And their timing couldn't be better.
Based on our average growth rate, we're projecting that we'll have to fill 500 jobs in the next 5 to 7 years.
Through the company's launch program, trainees learn the skills that turn them into competent and capable tradesmen. No experience necessary.
In order for us to continue to grow as a company, it's crucial for us to, be able to attract, retain, and train the next generation of our workforce, which is why it's so crucial for us to have our launch training program. We just require someone to be humble, hungry, and smart.
Trainees not only have their trade schooling paid for, but they also get paid during their on-the-job training during the 4-year program.
It's important for us to get the message out there and educate these students that, a career in the skilled trades is a great avenue for, someone to build their career and to have a good wage and, to be able to support their families.
Alex Lepker now works as a field superintendent for RT Moore, a career he wouldn't have without the launch program.
Really, my ultimate goal is to continue to move up in the company, and I really think that launch prepares you to do that. They give you a good foundation that you can build on, and really for personal growth and also company success, just want to continue to grow and master my craft and continue to move up.
Once trainees complete the program, individuals can be hired to work full-time at RT Moore with the opportunity for promotions and wage growth. If you'd like to learn more about launch, visit hiringhoosiers.com. That's where you can also find all of our other Hiring Hoosiers stories. And be sure to join us tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana as we take a look at the jobs of the week here in Central Indiana.
President Trump's former fixer Michael Cohen is set to report to a federal prison in Otisville, New York today. He's been sentenced to serve 3 years for tax evasion, lying to Congress, and campaign finance violations. He'll join about 800 other inmates at the minimum security facility, including Jersey Shore star Mike the Situation Sorrentino and Fry Festival founder Billy McFarland. Cohen will be eligible for release after 30.5 months.
This morning, people living in parts of the East Coast are cleaning up from this weekend's severe weather. This is some of the damage left behind in Georgia. High winds and heavy rain slammed the state on Saturday. The wind even flipped one boat on its side at a yacht club. In West Virginia, storms ripped up trees at this golf course and caused plenty of damage to nearby homes and businesses. Thankfully, there were only minor injuries reported. Well, we saw a not so pretty day on Saturday, Todd, but thankfully Mother Nature made up for it yesterday and will make up for it once again today.
Yeah, we're continuing the nice weather from yesterday into today. The only difference is today we're actually going to add a few more degrees to the high temperature, getting us up into the mid-70s. And by far today is the best weather day of the week. It's warm, it's sunny, as we mentioned, and rain that is getting ready to return tomorrow. And then it's with us Wednesday and Thursday as well, with Thursday potentially becoming a very wet day for us. So more on that in just a second. Here's the view as the sun continues to rise skies, and the skies are brightening, starting off beautiful this morning with temperatures that are in the 40s and 50s. Maybe you need a light jacket this morning, and that should be just about it at 47 in Greenwood, as well as Bloomington, 50 in Indianapolis. Kokomo, you're sitting at 51 degrees. So our temperatures will take a big jump forward here this morning with the sunshine and the light winds. We're up to 68 degrees already by 11 a.m., 70 degrees by the noon hour, 73 degrees by 2 p.m. And then with skies becoming partly cloudy this afternoon, highs will be in the mid-70s, about 75 degrees by 5 p.m., with our high today getting up to 78 degrees. So get outside if you can today and take advantage, whether it's cutting the lawn or just exercising. You should be in great shape. These high thin clouds continue to move off very, very quickly because things will change. It's a front to our north. This sags to the south as the day goes on, especially in northern locations later on this afternoon. You'll definitely notice a little more in the way of cloud cover, and there will be maybe a quick passing shower or two north of Peru. Maybe Peru, locations like Monticello, you may get clipped by that brief shower, but most of central Indiana completely sunny here throughout the entire day today. So again, today is certainly going to be the better day of the forecast for the entire week. Tomorrow starts off dry. It's not a bad start to our Tuesday, but then the showers come in throughout the afternoon hours. We're still in the 70s, and you can see the clear skies that we have on TrueCast. This is Tuesday now, going into 10 a.m., and there's still a good amount of sunshine, but watch what happens quickly throughout the afternoon hours. We start to bring back in the showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but for the most part tomorrow, it's just some scattered showers that'll be making their way through the area. But as we look ahead in this forecast, Wednesday, scattered showers, numerous showers and storms on Thursday, with the temperature still in the 70s. And then once that front goes through on Thursday, it'll clear out the showers and storms. We dry out on Friday with partly cloudy skies, but it's cooler with high temperatures that are only in the 60s. So back to TrueCast we go. This is Wednesday with just some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. But then look at how the steady rain starts to make its way into the area heading into early Thursday morning. So it's Wednesday night into Thursday. That's the wettest stretch in this 7-day planning forecast. But the good news is, especially for all the activities at the track here heading into the weekend, at this point, it looks to be quiet, Elena, with cooler temperatures, but sunshine in the 60s.
All right, that's good news. Thank you, Todd. Here's a look at 465 at Michigan Road on the north side. Everything's moving along just fine. Actually, looks like there's less traffic out on the roadways for this hour, so that's great news if it is part of your drive. Let's take a look at the map. An injury crash just reported. No traffic impacts with it, so Ronald Reagan Parkway at East County Road 100 South. So if this is part of your drive, just pay attention.
Elena, thank you. This is a noteworthy month here at WRTV. We signed on as Indiana's first TV station on May 30th, 1949, 70 years ago. The call letters at that time, WFBM.
Leading up to that day, we're taking a daily trip down memory lane, and here is someone our Good Morning Indiana viewers will remember.
Grace Trahan came to WRTV as a reporter from her home state of Texas in 1994, and only a few months later added weekend anchoring to her duties.
But for more than a decade, she was that smiling face that helped start your day right here on Good Morning Indiana.
On the morning show, it was so early. We would get here about 2:45 in the morning. And so at that point, you're just a little slap happy. So funny things were happening all the time.
Now, the morning news.
Believe it or not, even though I'm known for my laugh, and I laugh a lot and often, I often had to be the straight man because Paul Poteet was so funny.
It's nice, and you smell nice this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Did you smell that? Here, take a little that way.
All of the anchors I had were very funny, and I had a few. And so I often had to be like the mom, like, because it wasn't uncommon for, Paul to be throwing paper and, spit wads and all kinds of things back and forth, and I had to kind of be the straight one, which is really scary to think about. But there were a lot of laughs, so many good times that I can't even count them all. But so grateful for all of them and the friendships that I made.
She left Channel 6 to begin a new chapter outside of television in 2012. While she was here, Grace met her now husband of 19 years, who also happened to work at WRTV.
They have 3 children, and Grace is now the director of marketing at Cathedral High School. And can we talk about how she has not aged a day since the 90s?
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
All right, and coming up tonight on the news at 6, what a first day on the job was like as an intern. Scott Hoke became a weekend sports anchor and reporter in 1989, but his actual first day here was as an intern a few years earlier. And what an assignment he got. He talks all about it tonight on the news at 6.
And this all leads up to the May 30th when former anchors Clyde Lee and Dion Willis lead us in a 1-hour special at 7 p.m. 70 years together, RTV6 working for you. We hope you mark it on your calendar and join us for this very memorable night. The Pacers may be eliminated, but the NBA playoffs are heating up. Just ahead, the excitement building as the second round is coming to a close.
And the Cincinnati Reds kicking it old school this weekend. We'll show you the blast from the past as they wore 2 different throwback uniforms. That's coming up.
Right.
Legendary golfer Tiger Woods will receive the nation's highest civilian honor today. President Trump will award the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Woods during an invitation-only event at the White House tonight. Woods overcame injuries and personal problems to win his first major title in more than a decade at the Masters last month. It was his 15th major and 5th green jacket. Trump himself is an avid golfer. The president, Woods, and another golf great, Jack Nicklaus, played around together in February.
The Pacers may have been eliminated, but the NBA playoffs are heating up. The second round is in full swing, and there's plenty of action on the hardwood. On Sunday, the Denver Nuggets were able to even up the series with the Portland Trailblazers with a big road win. That series is now tied at 2 games apiece. And in the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors grabbed a win on the road, topping the 76ers in Game 4. That series also tied at 2 games each. It was a blast from the past for baseball fans this weekend in Cincinnati.
The Reds rolled out 2 different throwback uniforms on Saturday and Sunday to honor their 150 years of history. On Saturday, Cincinnati wore these 1902 white throwback uniforms. They included a collar and even a pocket in the front of the jersey.
Then on Sunday, the Reds were looking a little blue. They wore these 1911 throwback uniforms, the only season that the Reds wore blue uniforms.
Reds player Derek Dietrich even took the throwback look one step further. On Sunday, he added a fake mustache to go with his regular eye black look.
Looking good there. All right.
Do you ever see that movie Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
When you see those 1902 uniforms, it just reminds me of that movie, and they all come out of the cornfield, and they're all dressed like that.
Okay, you've never seen it? Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah,
okay.
see it, Kevin Costner.
Mark it on my list.
Great
flick. Good for a rainy day this week.
And maybe on Thursday. That's your opportunity.
Okay.
Thursday, not today. Today, get outside and enjoy the nice weather. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s with skies that are mostly sunny from start to finish. We'll see our temperatures warm really, really quick here this morning. Mid-70s to the north, upper 70s from Indianapolis to the south. As we mentioned, enjoy today because rain returns tomorrow. More on that coming up in the next half hour. The time now is 6:27. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 6:30, an IMPD officer is recovering after being shot by a shoplifting suspect. What we know about his condition and how residents describe the moments that led to gunfire.
It is a need that never goes away. Why the search for good foster parents appears to be more and more important every year across Indiana. It's 6:30 here on your Monday morning. Thanks for kicking off your week with us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. Meteorologist Todd Klassen with us this morning. And Todd, it's going to be a nice day ahead.
Yeah, spectacular day for us. If you liked yesterday,
loved it.
You're going to like today even better because it's a little bit warmer and just as much in the way of sunshine. And here is the skies as you get out the door here this morning. Sunrise officially here at 6:44, so in just about 14 minutes. But you can see the skies already starting to brighten. There's a few high, thin clouds out there, but as soon as the sun gets higher above the horizon, we'll burn those off very, very quickly, and we'll be left with all that sunshine throughout the entire day today. 47 degrees. degrees. That's the current number. And Lafayette for your temperature, as well as Bloomington, 50 at the airport in Indianapolis and around the metro area. Temperatures range from 46 in New Pal to 48 in Plainfield, as well as Castleton. So there are those high thin clouds that are drifting off towards the east. Again, with their movement plus the sun getting higher above the horizon, they won't be a thing of the past here shortly. And then the rain you see to our north, it's not very far away, but that front just slowly makes its way to the south. So it really doesn't bring the rain into the forecast here in central Indiana until tomorrow. So enjoy the sunshine today. Notice the warm up this morning already to 70 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour, 75 degrees by 4 p.m. with high temperatures today, Elena, topping off right around 78.
All right, thank you, Todd. When you're taking to the roads, just have one crash to point out to you. This is reported as an injury crash, Ronald Reagan Parkway at East County Road 100 South. So no major traffic impacts with that, but just pay attention if it is part of your drive. Let's take a look at our live INDOT traffic cameras. Look at that sunrise out there. Beautiful colors out in the sky. And this is a look at the north split, I-70. Everything's moving along just fine. Should be an easy drive if you're heading out the door.
We have some fine men and women out there that are protecting our communities every day, and they're willing to do these things, but it is at times a dangerous but a very, very rewarding profession.
This morning, an IMPD officer is in good condition, recovering after being shot while on a shoplifting call.
It started last night when officers were called to a Lowe's store near 25th and Post Road. The suspect was reportedly making a getaway on foot when he was confronted by police. That's when the officer was shot. So far, Metro Police have not released any additional information, saying their investigation is just getting underway. The officer has not been identified at this time either. Police tell us the suspect is in custody right now. And as we learn more information about this case, we will bring you updates on the IndyChannel.com and the RTV6 News app.
The FAA and NTSB will soon arrive in Anderson after a plane crash on Sunday sent a pilot to the hospital with serious injuries. Anderson police say a twin-engine Piper aircraft went down shortly after takeoff from the Anderson airport. The pilot was the only person on board, and he was airlifted to an Indianapolis hospital because of his serious injuries. Right now, it's still unclear what caused the crash, but there are several witnesses investigators are talking to. The name of the pilot has not been released. We do know the plane that crashed is registered to a company in Daleville, Indiana.
Metro Police still need your help tracking down the suspects who shot and injured two southern Indiana judges. This is surveillance video from the White Castle downtown on South Street just after 3 last Wednesday morning. Clark County judges Andrew Adams and Brad Jacobs are still in stable condition after that shooting. If you know anything about the suspects in this case, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. It is Foster Care Awareness Month, and this week we're bringing you stories about foster care here in central Indiana and ways you can help make a difference.
Our Alyssa Donovan has been looking into the amount of children in home care, and Alyssa, the number has fallen in the past 2 years, but it is still very high.
That's right, Meredith, and there's still a great need in our community. That amount of children in the system back in 2016 was up to 29,000 children in foster care here in Indiana. Now, as of last month, there are 14,000 children still in need of care. Now, families in the foster care system I spoke to say part of that is due to the opioid crisis.
I remember, when she got the telephone call about her niece, needing somewhere to go.
She was born addicted to heroin, and she was not going to be placed with her parents any longer.
The Department of Child Services reached out to the family, and Stephanie and Craig Brown adopted their first daughter.
It was life-changing for me. I sat in a room with her, and there were multiple other babies that were there that were born addicted to heroin. The seizing and the shaking, maybe to watch a child do that, that's really hard to do because there's not much you can do except for hold them and love them. And even sometimes that does not help them.
The experience so life-changing, they continued to foster.
It's not easy to foster. You do put your heart on the line. You put your family's heart on the line.
But the Browns say it's worth it.
If you provide them what they need, love, they're going to remember that. They may get reunified with their family, but if they're old enough, they're going to remember what you provided for them, and they're not going to forget that. And hopefully, they'll be able to pass something on to the next person.
For this foster family, they have not had to say goodbye. Their second daughter's adoption will be finalized this week. Stories like this are becoming more and more common. Every 25 minutes in America, a baby is born suffering from opioid withdrawal.
I think the opiate epidemic and the way that it affects children is grossly underestimated.
The Browns say anyone considering foster care should ask questions because right now the need is so great.
And coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana, we'll introduce you to a woman who is providing emergency foster care. We'll also show you some ways that you can help those foster care families. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. The countdown to the Indy 500 is on, but first, May starts with the Grand Prix. All week, we are taking a look at the racing fun that keeps the Circle City buzzing.
Right now, the speed on the track is being matched with the speed in which Speedway is growing.
Our Erin Lish is live in Speedway this morning with more on the efforts to revitalize the town. Hey there.
Good morning. So Speedway really embraces racing. You can see over my shoulder here that they have the banner up celebrating the month of May and all the people that it brings. So this time of month really starts getting and generating more business. Local stores say that with all of these new developments, it's creating a lot more foot traffic. I reached out to the Speedway development team and they say for this year alone, $60 million is slated for new expansion and construction. There are the new luxury apartments and the 126 rooms at the Hilton Tapestry Hotel. That will be ready this next year. And there's also 5 new condos planned to be built in this area as well. Owners of local shops say they are feeling the revitalization of Speedway.
Main Street is so beautiful now. We have a lot of customers or people, you know, walking on the street with their dogs. And
this was nothing down through here, you know, and this was the main drag when it all started, and then they just kind of got away from it, and now they're putting everything right back into it right down here, and it's nice. It's real nice.
Over the past 8 years, more than 400 jobs were created and more than 1 million square feet of new space built. And with all of these changes, Sean from Leo's Barber Shop says that his business has tripled since all of this new revitalization. And coming up tomorrow, I have a pretty neat story for you guys. It's focusing on IndyCar driver fitness. You won't want to miss it. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Beautiful morning there in Speedway and a beautiful morning all across central Indiana. So as you get out and about and you're getting ready to walk your favorite four-legged friends, we are in great shape here. Our featured dog of the day today is Ellie Mae, sent in by Mike. You can't really see, that's a little mannequin, and I had to crack up on the sign. It says, "I can't hold my liquor," L-I-C-K-E-R. So pretty funny there. But green paws straight across the board here for the day today, starting off in the 40s, warming into the mid-70s. As we get into the afternoon hours. Enjoy today because rain chances ramp up tomorrow with some scattered showers. They become more numerous as we head into the day on Wednesday. And then Thursday is potentially the wettest day this entire week. But the good news is once that front goes through on Thursday, rain chances down to none on Friday. And that sets us up for a nice weekend with the Grand Prix in town. More on that weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. Danger on the roads. Next on Good Morning Indiana. Well, drunk driving is still a problem. This is becoming an even bigger problem. Call 6 Investigates takes a closer look.
See you tuna.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now 6:41. Here's a look at I-465 at Rockville Road. This is over on that west side. Everything's moving along just fine, both northbound and southbound. Great news, those roads are dry.
Elena, thank you. This morning, our Call 6 Investigates team is exposing a growing problem impacting you and your family on the road.
Drivers under the influence next to you and I, but they're not drunk. They're high on drugs. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny joins us now with why this is happening.
Drug driving is on the rise in central Indiana for many reasons. Some say it's because other states are legalizing marijuana, so people here feel they can drive on it. Greenwood police are responding to a crash on County Road 200 East. The driver has flipped his car.
I mean, I was mashing on the brakes as hard as I could. None.
Jason Engelken admits to drinking.
Blood pressure extremely high. You only had 2 beers? Yes.
Police take Engelken to the hospital where they do a blood draw. Tests later show THC, an ingredient in marijuana that can make you high. These kinds of drugged driving cases are becoming all too common in central Indiana. In 2016, drug driving made up 8% of Indiana State Police OWI arrests. In 2018, that number rose to 14%. And according to the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute, drugs are making up a larger and larger proportion of deadly crashes than alcohol. 23% of all fatal crashes in 2018 were drug-related. Mothers Against Drunk Driving says it's not just a problem with illegal drugs, but also prescribed medications that you shouldn't drive on.
It's a big concern, and we know that it's a growing concern. And unfortunately, alcohol, we've had time to kind of build some tools and techniques and training around it, and drugs is a much bigger issue, so it's going to take a while to try to figure out how is the best way to fight this problem.
MADD wants to get the word out that drugs impair your judgment and reaction time just like alcohol.
It's really educating yourself on what your prescriptions are.
As for Engelken, he avoided time behind bars and received probation, community service, and he had to attend a panel with impaired driving victims. Drug driving is a topic we're digging into all day here on RTV6. We'll introduce you to a man whose life was devastated by drug driving. And tonight at 6 and 11 on RTV6, we'll tell you the solutions in the works for this growing problem. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
All right, our Kara Kenny there with a very important topic. We're going to take a turn now
to weather, which we have a beautiful day ahead. Meteorologist Todd Cloudson standing by. Todd, you said today's going to be a great day to get out and mow that lawn if you haven't already.
Yeah, you know, it's been so wet across the area with the exception of yesterday, but many people, if you didn't get a chance to cut your lawn or hadn't dried out yet, today is your day to do that because more rain's in the forecast starting tomorrow, so take advantage of today without a doubt. As you look to the north, there's just a few high thin clouds out there, and the temperature very, very comfortable this morning. 50 degrees. You may need a light jacket, but with the sunshine and this wind that is very light outside right now, we'll see our temperatures warm very, very quickly throughout the course of the morning hour. So we're in the 40s and 50s right now, 50 in Tipton, 47 in Bloomington, 46 in Crawfordsville and Rushville. You're at 48 degrees here this morning. So as we work our way throughout the day today, skies will be sunny throughout the entire day. The winds will be fairly light and temperatures will warm very, very quickly this morning up through the 60s into the 70s already by 1 p.m. and then we're in the mid 70s. It's even upper 70s as we head into the afternoon hours with some locations to the south, maybe in Bedford over towards Seymour, even up to Columbus and Bloomington. You may see your high temperatures get very close to 80 degrees later on today. So certainly a warm day for us, and with the sunshine, it makes it the best day of the week weather-wise. Some high thin clouds drifting off towards the east. The rain's not too far to our north, to be honest with you, and this is where we find a front. And this front's slowly going to sink its way southward throughout the day today. And most of us will remain completely dry. That is the good news. But for those of you in Monticello, Delphi, maybe up towards the Peru area, you'll definitely see, I think, a little more in the way of cloud cover as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, and can't completely rule out the chance of maybe a stray shower this evening across the northern part of the state. But again, all of central Indiana should remain completely dry throughout the day today. Now, things change tomorrow as that front settles in right across the area. Rain returns to the forecast. Not so much in the morning, but it's in the afternoon hours, and temperatures eventually get up to about 70 degrees early on, and then will cool off as that rain and the cold front settles across the area. But here is TrueCast now for tomorrow, and you see that we're dealing with sunshine to start, but here comes the rain in tomorrow. It's going to be during the afternoon hours. Looks like your evening commute will feature some scattered showers, maybe a heavier downpour here and there, but we're not expecting any widespread rain across the area. And then these rain showers will continue into early Wednesday morning and beyond. So we continue TrueCast for you, extending all the way out into Thursday. And look how the rain showers become more numerous throughout the day on Wednesday, and then heading into Thursday morning, we're dealing with a pretty widespread rain across most of the area. The good news is it is out of here by the time we get to the weekend. Friday for practice at the track, you should be in good shape. And then here's the forecast for the Grand Prix on Saturday. We're dealing with temperatures that'll be a little on the cooler side, below normal in the 60s. But most important is we should have dry conditions, it looks like, heading into the day on Saturday and then Sunday as well. Those morning lows, though, this weekend are going to be in the 40s, so it does get a little cool. But again, enjoy today. It's warm, it's sunny. Showers return tomorrow with the wettest day potentially on Thursday. Elena.
All right, thank you, Todd. When you're taking to the roads over here on this west side, heading in Plainfield, we have a crash, that Ronald Reagan Parkway, East County Road 100 South. So this was reported as an injury crash, but no major traffic impacts with that. Now, in terms of traffic flow, might be a little bit of of a slowdown heading in eastbound I-70 into the South Split, but other than that, no major areas of delays or backups, which is great news. So let's take a look at the roads. Here's a look on the north side. 465 Michigan road traffic is beginning to pick up, but everything's moving along just fine. So if you're heading out the door, should be an easy drive.
Elena, thank you. Shot and wounded in the line of duty. Next on Good Morning Indiana, what we know so far about what led to the gunfire that sent an officer to the hospital.
Plus, it was the wildest finish ever in the long history of the Kentucky Derby. The winning jockey is only on Good Morning America next hour on RTV6. You'll hear his take on that controversial disqualification.
Sponsored by Window World. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:51. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. Elena Martella is keeping an eye on the morning commute. And Alyssa Donovan and Aaron Lish are out in the field with your top stories.
But first, we want to start things off with meteorologist Todd Clausen, who is tracking what he is calling the best weather day of the week.
Yeah, yesterday was great as well. 70s and sunshine. Today, 70s again, except we're in the upper 70s come this afternoon with sunshine. It's a beautiful start. Look at the sunrise taking place. Just a few high, thin clouds. Temperatures this morning nice and comfortable. We're in the 40s and 50s. These temperatures will warm very, very quickly with all the sunshine that we have. And one of the reasons why I say today is the best weather day of the week is this front to the north where you see these showers. That's going to start to slide to the south. So it brings rain chances back into the forecast by tomorrow. So today we warm quickly. 70 degrees already by the noon hour. Mid to upper 70s this afternoon with sunshine. And then clear skies this evening with temperatures falling back down into the 60s.
Todd, thank you. A Metro police officer is recovering after he was shot. It happened last night on the city's northeast side. Police tell us the officer was shot around 7:30 Sunday evening while responding to a reported shoplifter at the Lowe's near 25th and Post Road. Investigators say the officer was shot once as the shoplifter tried to get away. We haven't been told the officer's name, and police would only say he is in stable condition this morning.
Another weekend of gunfire in Indy. 4 people were shot downtown. The shootings happened late Saturday night on West Maryland Street near the corner of Illinois. We know 3 teens and a 20-year-old were injured, and police say a 16-year-old is the suspect.
The FAA and NTSB will soon arrive in Anderson after a plane crash on Sunday sent a pilot to the hospital with serious injuries. Anderson police say a twin-engine Piper aircraft went down shortly after takeoff from the Anderson airport. The pilot was the only person on board. Right now, it's still unclear what caused the crash, but there are several witnesses investigators are talking with. Alyssa.
It is Foster Care Awareness Month, and this week we're showing you what foster care looks like here in Indiana and some ways that you can help make a difference. Right now, there are more than 14,000 children in the state's foster care system. Foster families say many of the children they take in are directly related to the opioid crisis. Tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana, we'll show you some ways that you can help support foster families.
Good morning. We are here in Speedway, and as we see those Indy cars going fast this month, we're also seeing the growth of this town growing just as fast. So for this year, almost $60 million is slated for new expansions and construction. We have 90 brand new luxury apartments here on Main, and then 126 hotel rooms at the Hilton Tapestry Hotel, which is expected to be open this next year. The shop owners along the Main Drag say this has increased foot traffic through this area. Leo's Barber Shop having tripling the amount of business coming through their doors. They add that this revitalization of Speedway doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Aaron, thank you. Tomorrow is election day for most of central Indiana, but if you're hoping to vote early, you can still get out to cast your ballot today. There will be just a 4-hour window to get your early voting in today ahead of election day. If you'd like to vote early, just head down to the City County building between 8 a.m. and noon. Polls will also be open all day long tomorrow on Election Day.
A man is defending his family's pet store after viewers told RTV6 they were sold sick puppies. Pet's Choice in Kokomo has been on the Humane Society's radar after several complaints. Viewers have been reaching out to RTV6 with complaints as well, saying the dogs are kept in poor condition and often come home sick. The Kokomo Humane Society says despite unhealthy conditions observed in Pet's Choice, they're not breaking any state laws.
A big recall this morning for some chicken you may have in your freezer right now. 12 12 million pounds of Tyson chicken strips are being recalled because they may contain metal. This is an expansion of a recall that started back in March. The bags impacted have use-by dates of October 1st, 2019 through March 7th, 2020. If you have bought one of the packages, throw it away or return it to the store where you bought it.
Also this morning, more than 2 million pounds of frozen entrees are being recalled due to misbranding. The recall affects P.F. Chang's home menu, chicken pad thai, and chicken fried rice. The items may contain milk, a known allergen that's not declared on the product labels. The entrees have best buy dates of September 26th through April 5th, 2020. The company says if you have them in your freezer, throw them away or return them to where you bought them. Elena.
And as you're taking to the roads this morning, not much happening out there. We just have one report of a crash, and that's over in Plainfield, Ronald Reagan Parkway at East County Road 100 South. So if it's part of your drive, just use some extra caution. Again, no major traffic impacts with that. Let's take a look at the roads right now. Here's a look up on the north side, 465 Michigan Road. Everything's moving along just fine for your drive, and those roads are dry, which is great news. Will it stay dry all day, Todd?
It sure will. It's going to be a beautiful day for us. We're starting off with sunshine and temperatures in the 40s and 50s, so you may need a light jacket here this morning. You will not need that jacket, though, by this afternoon, with temperatures that'll be topping off near 80 degrees in some locations, with skies becoming mostly sunny here throughout the morning hours, and then partly cloudy later on today with just some high thin clouds drifting in. Showers will return tomorrow afternoon. The first half of Tuesday's dry, but then numerous showers and storms for Thursday, 71. Cooler weather for the weekend, but at least it will be dry just in time for the Grand Prix.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Todd. We are back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and traffic updates.
And remember, all of your news throughout the day can be found right on the RTV6 News app. Thanks for watching Good Morning Indiana. We leave you now with a live look downtown, which will be a beautiful day ahead. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.